I am the only Omega-level mutant in this wasteland. I possess the Omega class ability. As I neared Cosmic Tier Ascension, my own fiancé injected me with the blood of the Alpha Zombie. The shock drove me mad, tearing me apart. As my body was disintegrating, my fiancé spat out these words, dripping with hate.
Suwon, it's all your fault. If you'd given the antidote before Ching-He died, someone as good as him would still be alive.
Hearing that, I coughed up a mouthful of blood. Looking at Xiamo, my fiancée, who thought she had her revenge, I couldn't help but let out a bitter laugh. We were supposed to be each other's closest person, and now, for an outsider, she sent me to my grave. How pathetic is that? As the final energy blast came down, it triggered a massive explosion. Even Xiamo, standing nearby, wasn't spared. She died on the spot. But who would have thought? I, who should have died in that cataclysm, somehow found myself back on the day Ching-He got infected. Right now, Xiamo, Ching-He, and I had just received a mission from base. We were out scavenging for supplies. But on the way, we ran into a high-tier zombie with a high-tier ability. Unlike the other mindless walkers, it showed human cunning. A real pain to deal with. But our mission was to gather supplies, to carry more back. We traveled light, without any specialized anti-zombie weapons. We were outmatched against a high-tier zombie to begin with. This just made things worse, and drawing out the fight would only attract a horde. But of course, that damn Ching, he suddenly spots a wound on the high-tier zombie's head, starts making a fuss, insisting on going in for the kill. My fiancé, Xiamo, doesn't even try to stop his suicidal move. Instead, she nods along in agreement. Ching is practically buzzing with excitement, pointing at the zombie not far off.
Xiamo, look! That high-tier zombie is already injured. If I can extract its core, my power could jump to a mid-tier ability. I won't be a burden to you and Brother Suwon anymore.
As he says this, he puts on this pitiful puppy dog face. Anyone with half a brain could see something was off. But Xiamo totally bought it. She nodded without a second thought. But she was no match for a high-tier zombie, even if it was already badly wounded. She immediately looked at me, her face arrogant, and commanded,
Suwon, Ching-He is part of our squad now. You can't just leave him. Go dig out that high-tier zombie's core and give it to Ching-He. Now.
I couldn't help but let out a bitter chuckle, even hearing this outrageous demand a second time. After living through it once before, I still can't believe this world could produce someone so shameless. In my past life, it was my fiancé, Xiamo, who pitted Ching-He for being weak, who couldn't bear to see him looked down on in the station. So when Ching-He made this request, she didn't care about my safety. She started yelling, demanding I dig out the high-tier zombie's core alone, just to help Ching-He get stronger. The high-tier zombie had human intelligence, sent out a special signal, called for backup. Moments later, a massive horde of low-tier zombies swarmed us. I used everything I had to barely escape with Xiamo. But then, to save Ching-He, who was already infected, she was willing to charge back into the horde. And while trying to stop her, I got infected myself. In the end, I used my last ounce of will to drag Xiamo back to the station safely. But Xiamo showed no gratitude. She paid a fortune to rescue the wounded Ching-He. By then, the virus had taken hold deep inside him. He was a dead man walking. The station commander held the last antidote. He looked down at me and Ching-He, lying there. Beside him, Xiamo was begging, crying, screaming for him to give the antidote to Ching-He first. Even so, the commander didn't hesitate. He injected the last antidote into me. The commander executed Ching-He before he turned. And from that day on, Xiamo hated me. She was convinced I killed Ching. Just then, a scream cut through my thoughts. King's sneak attack had failed. Instead, the high-tier zombie slashed his arm. Ching clutched his bleeding arm, his face twisted in pain. Seeing this, Xiamo drew her custom-made whip, about to unleash her fire ability in retaliation, when suddenly, footsteps echoed in the distance. She looked up to see a horde of zombies swarming toward them. Xiaoma's face went pale in an instant. She stumbled backward, her defiance vanishing in a heartbeat. She immediately grabbed Ching-He and started to run, even had the nerve to order me with that condescending tone.
Suwon, this is all your fault for not acting sooner. You should have ripped out that high-tier zombie's core. This mess is on you. Now get your ass over here and escort us out.
Just as Xiamo thought I'd still obey her every word, I just shrugged at them.
Not my problem. The horde's almost here. You want me to die protecting some outsider? Hard to tell whose fiancé you really are.
Before Xiamo and Ching could even react, I bolted, vanishing into the ruins. Xiamo never expected me to just ditch them like that. She stomped her foot in fury, pointing a shaking finger.
You coward. You actually ran. I'll tell the commander everything at Arc Station. How you abandoned your team. How heartless you are.
As she ranted, the groans of the horde grew closer. Xiamo dragged a wounded Ching-He into retreat. I quickly found a hidden spot and laid low. I'd wait for the horde to pass before moving. 10 minutes later, they stumbled into my hideout. The first thing Xiaomo did was lay into me.
Suwang. A high-tier mutant, and you flee from a fight? You're finished. The commander will have your head for this.
I shrugged, unfazed. Then my eyes landed on how close they were standing.
You seem to have it handled. I'm sure with your skills. I will definitely protect you, Qinghe. Why would I need to interfere?
Xiaomo instantly let go of Jiking's arm. Her eyes darted around, guilty as hell.
What are you implying? Qinghe and I are just friends. Nothing more. You're just a coward trying to deflect blame.
Xiaomo vehemently denied any special relationship with Ji Qinghe. Typical. Playing the victim after starting the fight. She really is a master of manipulation. A speech like that. The old me would have been begging for forgiveness already. I pointed at the gash on Jiking's arm.
Well, if that's the case, Jiking's infected with the zombie virus. You should probably toss him out now.
Xiaoma's face fell. She looked at me with utter disappointment.
Suwang, how could you say something like that? Brother Qinghe is our comrade. How can you abandon him just because he's infected? I'm so disappointed in you.
Understanding flashed in my eyes. I knew Xiaomo would react like this. Ji Qinghe, playing the victim, stepped forward to intervene.
Brother Suwang, Sister Xiaomo. Please don't fight. I know I'm a burden. I'll just leave.
With that, Ji Qinghe turned to go. Just as Xiaomo raised a hand to stop him, suddenly, the zombie's roar echoed. Ji Qinghe, startled, stumbled, and fell. His head struck a rock, blood gushing out. Xiaomo rushed aside. A high-tier zombie is here. My brow furrowed. I hit so well. And these two idiots still managed to drag me into this. Damn it. Xiaomo saw the gash on Jiking's head. Rage ignited within her. She raised her flaming whip, ready to avenge him.
You hurt my Qinghe. I'll kill you.
With a cry, Xiaomo lashed the whip at the high-tier zombie. She put every ounce of strength into the blow. The powerful strike landed on the zombie's body. It didn't even slow its advance. The zombie caught the fiery whip. A slight tug, and the whip was ripped from Xiaoma's grasp. She stumbled forward, off balance. Though her ability was high-tier, she rarely went on missions. She had no idea how to fight these things. Meanwhile, Ji Qinghe, the one she was protecting so fiercely, cowered in a corner, trembling. He feigned concern. Xiaomo, be careful. Xiaomo scrambled to retrieve her whip. She attacked the zombie again. But a high-tier zombie's body is incredibly resilient. Xiaomo landed several more lashes. They left no mark on its hide. It was like she was tickling it. Xiaomo was already exhausted, gasping for breath. The high-tier zombie was closing in on Jiking's hiding spot. In her panic, Xiaomo lashed her whip right across his eyes. The high-tier ability zombie roared in fury. It let out an earth-shaking bellow. The next second, all the mindless lower-tier zombies around converged on Xiaomo. Seeing this, Xiaomo finally felt the fear, her legs going weak. She looked at me with a pleading face, hoping I'd step in and save her. Ji Qinghe jumped out too, glaring at me accusingly.
Suwang, are you even human? Xiaomo is your fiancée. Aren't you going to save her?
Seeing their self-righteous faces, a cold sneer escaped my lips. You're begging the wrong person this time. In this new life, I don't give a damn if you live or die. In fact, I want you dead more than anyone. But I couldn't make it too obvious. They haven't crossed the line yet. If I was seen abandoning them, a report to ARC Station would be trouble. Thinking this, I stepped in front of Xiaomo, blocking the high-tier zombie's attack. The next moment, I was locked in combat with it. During the fight, I injected the last antidote into its body. Better than let Xiaomo and Ji Qinghe get their hands on it. The energy in the antidote was intense. The high-tier zombie let out a roar of agony, attacking wildly, using its frenzy as cover. I dropped and played dead. The zombie immediately headed for the two hiding nearby. I quietly got up and slipped away, looking at Xiaomo now fighting the zombie. A cold smile touched my lips.
Xiaomo, Ji Qinghe. Don't waste my strongest antidote. I'm dying to see how you survive a fully healed high-tier zombie.
Listening to the sounds of battle behind me, I fled the scene without looking back. But I was moving too fast, and something on the ground tripped me. I looked down. It was a dying mid-tier ability zombie. It was still making pained, hissing sounds. My eyes lit up.
Holy crap, it's still alive? My bad's in. The core in your head is mine.
The mid-tier zombie's vacant eyes stared up at me. I moved quickly. Grabbing a rock, I smashed it against that mid-tier zombie's head. A flurry of blows, and soon, the mid-tier on the ground goes silent. I reach in and pull the core from the back of its skull. Holding the frost-tinged core, I can't help but marvel.
This mid-tier was an ice-type mutant in life. Who knew? Jackpot. leaving them turn my luck around. Can't damage this. A high-level ice core like this. Wonder how much antidote it'll trade for.
I carefully stow the core away. Just then, screams from Xiaomo and Ji Qinghe echo from not far off. I waste no time getting out of there and finding a spot that's both hidden and has a perfect view. Now, I watch with pure satisfaction as Xiaomo and Ji Qinghe get chased down by a high-tier zombie looking utterly pathetic. Xiaomo, with his high-tier ability, is already completely drained. Finally, they can't run anymore. They find a place to hide.
How did that high-tier zombie heal its wounds so fast? We're no match for it now. If only I were as strong as Brother Su Wang. You wouldn't have to suffer like this.
Don't mention that useless piece of crap to me. If he hadn't refused to take the core when it was wounded, we wouldn't be in this mess.
Every ungrateful word from Xiaomo reaches my ears crystal clear. A smirk curls my lips. I toss a pebble, exposing their hiding spot. The high-tier zombie senses it immediately, turning toward them. Xiaomo and Ji Qinghe are off running again. I can't help but let out a soft, cold laugh.
Last life, I took grievous wounds for you, and died for it. Time you got a taste of that death's door feeling.
Suddenly, a massive explosion lights up the sky ahead. A wave of fire engulfs countless buildings. I frown at the blast.
I don't remember any explosion in my past life. The butterfly effect from my return, is this it?
I rush toward the source of the explosion. There lies Ji Qinghe on the ground. 7 or 8 bite marks covering his body. Clearly, he's been infected. Ji King's a mutant, but his power isn't enough to fight off the virus. Without the antidote, turning is just a matter of time. Xiaoma's left arm is visibly bent out of shape. Only his right hand still clings desperately to Ji Qinghe. The high-tier zombie, meanwhile, took the full force of the blast. Half its body was blown away, and it's still roaring. Its blood-red eyes are fixed on Xiaomo and him. It wants to tear the two of you to shreds. I didn't hesitate. I drew Bone Cleaver and ended it, after I retrieved the core. While Ji Qinghe was unconscious, I crippled his manhood first. Let's see if Xiaomo stays loyal to you. After she learns you're now less than a man, I didn't dwell on it. I grabbed them like ragdolls, hauling them both out of the danger zone. Xiaomo and Ji Qinghe survived, but they're both infected with the virus. There's only one dose of antidote left at the base. I can't wait to see what Xiaomo chooses. We soon return to Iron Bastion.
Move! Get them help!
My shout caused an uproar. Xiaomo, an S-class mutant, was critically injured. Clearly, they ran into a high-tier horde. Base Commander Zhang Yang looked grim.
What the hell happened to you three? Even against a high-tier horde. If you don't provoke it into a frenzy, how could you get this messed up?
Seeing Zhang Yang furious, I poured fuel on the fire. Ji Qinghe foolishly tried to finish off the horde. Then I played the recording from my body cam, showing everyone the whole thing. Of course, my injection of healing serum wasn't recorded. The camera cut out after the horde knocked me down. Zhang Yang was livid after watching. After all, Xiaomo is his prize student. Medics rushed to treat them both. Soon, they slowly regained consciousness. The first thing Xiaomo did was look for Ji Qinghe. Only when she saw him did she let out a shaky breath. Then the pain from her shattered arm hit her like a tidal wave. She bit her lip hard, refusing to cry out. Zhang Yang was seeing red.
Xiaomo, you're still worried about this Ji Qinghe? If it weren't for this useless fool, you wouldn't be in this state. Forget your broken arm for a second. The virus inside you will slowly eat away at your ability until there's nothing left.
Fear flashed in Xiaomo's eyes.
Su Wang, this is all your fault. If you hadn't let the high-tier horde through, none of this would have happened.
She raised her right hand and pointed at me.
You fled the battle, abandoned your comrades. Traitor. Arrest this traitor now.
Before I could even speak, the onlookers couldn't hold back. They started hurling insults.
Xiaomo has no shame at all. If it weren't for Su Wang risking his life to get them back, they'd be long dead.
Exactly. What an ungrateful B***TCH. If you ask me, Su Wang shouldn't have saved them at all. Everyone knows it was Ji Qinghe who was overconfident. Picking a fight with a high-tier zombie, then blaming others?
They looked back and forth between Xiaomo and Ji Qinghe. Suddenly, someone gasped, covering their mouth.
You think Xiaomo and Ji Qinghe are screwing around?
You just noticed? Even a blind man could see it. In the footage, she kept defending Ji Qinghe. And the first thing she did when she woke up was look for him. Now she has the nerve to pin the blame on Su Wang?
Pfft. The goddess of Sector 3? What a joke. She's shameless. Defending another man right in front of her fiancé.
Hearing this, Xiaoma's face twisted with rage.
I only see Ji Qinghe as a brother. What nonsense are you all spouting? Su Wang, make them shut up.
She tried to turn the focus back on me, but the mocking laughter around us only grew louder.
Brother? More like boyfriend, am I right? I bet she wanted Su Wang out of the way so she could be with Ji Qinghe. She sent him to die on purpose.
It's not like that. Xiaomo and I, we really have nothing going on.
After saying this, Ji Qinghe shot me a hateful glare. I just sneered. By now, Ji Qinghe must have realized his third leg was gone. But with so many witnesses here, he couldn't check and didn't dare confront me. Otherwise, his little problem would become public knowledge. Seeing this, Zhengyang trembled with fury.
Xiaomo, you've let me down.
Xiaomo was his favorite student. Now, for some pretty boy, she's become useless, and her reputation is in ruins. Dragging his name, her teacher threw the mud with her. Hearing her teacher's rebuke, Xiaomo flinched. She looked at Zhengyang with desperate eyes.
Teacher, I know I was wrong. Don't you still have one last dose of antidote? Teacher, could you give it to me?
My pupil shrank at those words. Iron Bastion is just one of Justice League's 3 bases. Originally, each base had its own supply, but ever since Iron Bastion's medical team and research labs were destroyed by the Syndicate, we haven't been able to produce antidote here. Requisition from other bases. Antidote is a critically scarce medical resource. The other 2 bases naturally wouldn't give us any extra. The fact that Iron Bastion has only 1 dose of antidote left is known only to the base commander and a few top officials. No one else has clearance to know that. Xiaomo absolutely shouldn't have had prior knowledge, and she doesn't seem like she's been reborn. The only explanation is that after that explosion, Xiaomo somehow gained memories from past life. Zhengyang clearly became suspicious too. He stared at Xiaomo, his gaze hard, but in the end, she was once his most cherished student. A few seconds later, he still handed her the last dose of antidote. Xiaomo held the only antidote, looking conflicted. I let out a soft, derisive laugh.
There's only 1 dose, Xiaomo. Both you and Ji Qinghe are infected with the zombie virus. You wouldn't just let Ji Qinghe die, would you?
Hearing this, Xiaomo clenched her jaw. I nearly died saving her last time. Plus, I grew up in Iron Bastion. I've earned countless merits for this base. I'm also the only Omega-class ability user here at Iron Bastion. Naturally, Zhengyang would prioritize saving me. Ji Qinghe, who's been at Iron Bastion for less than 3 years, brought this entirely on himself. Yet my fiancée Xiaomo held a grudge against me. She killed me at my peak. So now, how will she choose? Tears instantly welled up in Ji Qinghe's eyes.
Use it, Xiaomo. My power level is too low. How could I possibly be worthy of this antidote?
As he spoke, he managed to squeeze out 2 streams of hot tears. He looked at Xiaomo with deep, fake emotion and slowly said,
As long as you're safe, Xiaomo, I'm fine with anything. I just won't be able to stay by your side anymore. Promise me, you'll live on.
Everyone was disgusted by Ji Qinghe's manipulative, pathetic act, but Xiaomo totally fell for it. Her heart was breaking. She dropped to her knees before Zhengyang.
Teacher, isn't there any other way? Please.
Zhengyang sighed helplessly.
Antidote supply is critically low. And even if they could, delivery would take at least a month. With this condition, Ji Qinghe won't last that long. Unless...
Zhengyang paused. Xiaomo latched onto his words like a lifeline.
Unless what? Tell me, teacher.
Higher tier mutant must give core to Ji Qinghe. Fight virus. Buy time for new antidote.
The moment he said it, Xiaoma's eyes instinctively shot to me.
Suwang, if you hadn't refused to hold back the Horde alone, to cover our retreat, we wouldn't be in this mess. Don't you owe him your core? It's the least you can do.
I let out a cold laugh.
You want my core to save Ji Qinghe? Xiaomo, do you even hear yourself?
The onlookers couldn't believe it. The room erupted.
Is she out of her mind? A core is a mutant's life force. If it's extracted, how will Suwon survive? Ji Qinghe brought this on himself.
Exactly. He got greedy for a high-tier zombie's core. She's been brainwashed by that guy. Can't even tell right from wrong anymore.
Xiaomo paled under the barrage of criticism, but she wasn't giving up. She turned to Zhengyang.
Teacher, you see? Suwang has no regard for his comrades. He's just standing by, watching Ji Qinghe die.
Enough. Xiaomo, if you say another word, you are no longer my student.
Xiaomo had never seen her beloved mentor so furious. Her voice shook.
Teacher, I just want to save him. He's fading.
Zhengyang's face darkened.
Save him? By destroying Suwon? Do you realize if Suwon breaks through to Omega level, he'll be the first Omega class ability in Iron Bastion? He wouldn't just handle a high-tier zombie. He could stand against an alpha zombie itself.
Commander Zhengyang's voice rose with conviction. A flicker of hope for the future shone in his eyes.
Iron Bastion would no longer be the weakest territory. He is our hope. Our future. And you would sacrifice that? Who'll fight the Hordes and the Syndicate? Yet you'd carve out Suwon's core for this pretty boy? Have you lost your damn mind?
Zhengyang may be a high-tier Omega class ability user, but he's old, his strength is fading. How many more hordes can he hold off? Hearing this, Xiaomo collapses to the floor. I remain perfectly calm.
Xiaomo, if you're so desperate to save Ji Qinghe, why not give him your own antidote? Or is he not that important to you after all?
I know exactly why Xiaomo cares so much about Ji Qing. Ji Qing's only been at Iron Bastion for 3 years, but he looks exactly like Xiaomo's first love, Qingyang, a strikingly similar face. Xiaomo, Qingyang, and I grew up together. Qingyang was outgoing, curious, always itching to explore. I was the quiet, introverted one. Naturally, Xiaomo preferred hanging out with Qingyang. She was always glued to his side. Anyone could see how she felt about him. My feelings for her? I kept those buried deep. The Justice League forbade anyone under 18 from leaving the station. The year we were 17, Qingyang took Xiaomo and snuck out with a mining crew. If they just come back with the crew on time. But no, first time outside, they forgot all about the danger. Stumbled right into a hot zone. Qingyang got torn apart by a pack of zombies covering Xiaomo's retreat. It broke her. She was a wreck for a long time. Adults in the station must pair off in contract. The legal age was even lowered to 18, all for the survival of the species. In the end, Xiaomo chose to make a contract with me, but she kept putting off setting a date. I knew her pain. I was willing to give her time. So all these years, I gave her everything. Every good thing I found on missions. The first person I thought it was her, and in the end, I died by her hand. Xiaomo glares at me, pure venom in her eyes. She'd skin me alive if she could. Xiaomo wants to save her own skin, but she can't bear to lose Ji Qinghe, just like before. Wanted all the resources I gave her, while keeping her little thing with Ji Qinghe on the side. Some habits never die. I give her a friendly reminder.
Xiaomo, what are you waiting for? Ji Qinghe will turn without the antidote soon.
As I thought, with my prompt, everyone's eyes turned to Ji Qinghe. His eyes were already starting to glow red. Xiaomo gritted her teeth and injected the only antidote into Ji Qinghe. The entire room gasped. Many shot me furtive glances, gauging my reaction. I just smiled.
Xiaomo, his life means more to you than your own? Fine. I won't force you. I hereby announce. The engagement between Suwang and Xiaomo is null and void. Heh. Too bad you and Ji Qinghe can't be husband and wife. Guess you'll just have to be sisters.
Xiaomo turned to stare at me, disbelief written all over her face.
Suwang, you call off our engagement over something so trivial?
I looked at her with pure contempt.
Don't pretend, Xiaomo. Isn't this what you wanted? Worried your precious Ji Qinghe might get his feelings hurt?
Her face twisted into an ugly grimace.
Fine. Consider it done. Even if you get on your knees and beg me. I'll never marry you.
A strange smile played on my lips. My work here was done. No point sticking around.
Well then. May you two live happily ever after.
I turned and left. Back in my quarters, I went into seclusion. In my past life, grievously wounded and barely recovered. I broke through to Omega level with just 1 mid-tier core. Now I have 2. I can't wait to see how far I can push it. With the power of 2 cores coursing through me in just 1 week, I reached the peak of Omega level. 1 step away from ascending to the cosmic tier. During this time, I heard Xiaoma's condition was deteriorating. If it weren't for her being an S-class high-tier ability user, she'd have turned long ago. Now, they watch her day and night. If she fully turns, they'll put her down. One day, a knock came at my door. I opened it, and even I was taken aback. Xiaoma's beauty had faded. Her skin was sallow, dark circles heavy under her eyes. She wasted no time, launching into an accusation.
Suwang, why is Ji Qinghe avoiding me? What did you say to him? You're so vindictive. Can't stand the thought of us being close, can you? We're done. Get over it. This has gone far enough.
A mocking smirk touched my lips.
What could I have possibly said to him? Do you really think someone like Ji Qinghe needs me to poison his mind? Take a look at yourself in the mirror. You think he'd still want you, looking like that? Without the antidote, you're just rotting meat waiting to happen. You honestly think Ji Qinghe would keep you around?
Xiaoma's deepest, most festering wound had just been ripped open. Her head snapped up.
No, I won't turn. I can't. It won't happen. My mentor will find a way to save me. Suwang, you still care for me, don't you? Just give me the ability core. I can hold on until the antidote arrives.
I shove her away.
Ji Qinghe? What are you doing here?
Xiaomo flinched, already spinning around to explain.
It's not what you think, Ji Qinghe. Let me explain.
But there was no one behind her. I kicked her out the door. Furious pounding echoed from the other side. Neighbors started peeking out of their doors. Humiliated, Xiaomo couldn't stay. She gritted her teeth and stormed off. By that afternoon, Commander Xingyang had issued new orders. For me, Xiaomo, and Ji Qinghe. Dark Station had urgently diverted 100 vials of antidote. Our mission Secure the delivery at the rendezvous point. A century into the apocalypse, fuel is a luxury. Aircraft are reserved for true catastrophes. A ground convoy was our only option. The three of us sat in the armored truck, a nest of vipers. The whole ride, Xiaomo whined about Jiking's neglect. He mumbled excuses about recovering from his injuries, needing to focus on his training. I shot him a glance.
It's only been a few days. But you've already broken through to a peak 4th tier, Jichinghee. At this rate, you'll surpass your dear Xiaomo in no time.
Xiaomo's power is being eaten alive by the zombie toxin. Her strength has plummeted. Jichinghee paled, guilt written all over his face. He couldn't meet her eyes. Xiaomo's expression darkened further. He offered hollow comfort the whole way. Only then did her scowl soften. They reunited as the truck arrived. The ARC station escort was already waiting. They handed me the case containing the antidote. The antidote, they stressed over and over. Protect the antidote.
This antidote is absolutely critical. Get it back to Iron Bastion, no matter what. The Syndicate's been active in this area lately. Stay sharp.
I nod goodbye, my expression turning grim. The Syndicate might be human, but their beliefs are the polar opposite of the Justice League's. The Justice League's core zones house millions of civilians. Their mission is to protect the last embers of humanity, to ensure our species survives, to one day eradicate the virus and reclaim our home. The Syndicate, they enslave the masses. They're building a dark empire ruled by mutants. Back in the APC, Xiaomo immediately grabs an antidote vial. He's itching to inject himself right then and there. But Jichinghee stops him cold.
Xiaomo, wait till we're back at the base. I've tried it. The antidote temporarily shuts down your combat abilities. If we get ambushed on the road, we're dead. Let me secure the antidote. I'll keep it safe.
Xiaomo sees the logic. He puts the vial back. Jichinghee quickly clutches the antidote case to his chest. His eyes keep darting to the window. I lean back in the passenger seat, eyes closed. That's when a shell screams in from the distance. I shout,
Get down! It's the Syndicate.
The shell scores a direct hit on the APC. The vehicle tumbles end over N7, 8 times before stopping. The blast is deafening, a physical shockwave. We're thrown around the cabin like ragdolls. My head slams hard against the metal wall. A dozen figures in black-gray combat gear are already unloading their rifles into us. I glance at Jichinghee, putting on his act.
Go! I'll cover you.
I kick the door off its hinges and burst out like lightning. With my chrono wind abilities, I'm moving faster than their bullets can track. I weave through the thugs like a ghost. My time manipulation power flows within me. Everything slows to a crawl. Bullet trails are clear as day. My energy sword sweeps. Syndicate goons drop, one after another. Lifeless. When I turn back to the APC, it's encased in a shell of ice. My heart lurches. I sprint toward the vehicle. Xiaomo and Jichinghee are both badly wounded. The antidote case is gone. A diversion. That kid was dirty all along. Right on schedule. I grabbed Jichinghee by the throat.
Where's the antidote? You swore you'd guard it. Said it was a sure thing.
I lift him off his feet, my hand crushing his windpipe. He claws desperately at my wrist.
It wasn't me. Suwong, let go! Please! While you were dealing with those thugs, a high-tier ability user showed up. Xiaomo and we couldn't stop him. He took the antidote.
Xiaomo rushes over, pounding on my arm.
Suwong, are you trying to kill him? He didn't lose the antidote on purpose. What's wrong with you? Let him go. Or I swear I'll make you pay.
I turn my gaze to Xiaomo. Her hair is already falling out. Her eyes are turning red. This fool. Still can't see Jichinghee for what he really is. I'm not the one turning. You can rot for all I care. Bang! My fist slams into the armored vehicle. It flips end over end before finally crashing to a stop. Jichinghee and Xiaomo jump back, terrified. They look at me with pure fear now.
Jichinghee, don't let me find a single shred of proof, or I will tear you apart, piece by piece.
Jichinghee clutches his throat, coughing violently. A flash of pure hatred in his eyes. We return to the Iron Bastion. Zhengyang explodes with rage. He nearly has the 3 of us executed on the spot. Only the pleas of the other senior officers spare us. Afterwards, Zhengyang pulls me aside. He stares at me, dead in the eye.
Suwong, the medical lab explosion a year ago, something was off. The precision of the blast. The coordinated escape route. There had to be a mole. Jichinghee was part of the security detail that day.
Zhengyang hands me another file.
I've been running a quiet check on everyone who was there. Jichinghee was the only one who left his post, even briefly. I never would have suspected him, if not for you.
I look up at Zhengyang. His eyes are bloodshot. Clearly, he's been burning the candle at both ends. The antidote, the alliance, is taking its toll. He reaches into his drawer, pulling out one more file.
This is Jiking's personnel record. When he joined the syndicate 3 years ago, his identity records had multiple unverifiable gaps. I've been re-examining mutant files recently, cross-referencing with surveillance from the day the medlab blew up. All the evidence points to him being deeply compromised.
I frowned.
About the antidote extraction mission. Could anyone else have leaked the intel?
Zheng Yang's eyes flashed with a golden light.
Impossible. ARC Station escort team were my trusted operatives in disguise. They've been with me for years. No leaks from them.
Zheng Yang's expression turned grave.
Only the three of you knew the mission details. I've watched you and Xiaomo grow up. The prime suspect is Ji Qingyi.
As I left Zheng Yang's office, he handed me the real antidote.
Suwang, I've lost all faith in Xiaomo. Whether or not to give her this antidote is your call. Whatever you decide, I'll back you.
I carefully secured the antidote.
Understood, Commander.
3 days later, the stench of decay on Xiaomo grew overpowering. She was on the brink of turning. Without the antidote, she had a day left. Maybe less. Despair had completely consumed her. Even she was starting to doubt Ji Qing. If she hadn't given him that last dose of antidote, she wouldn't be in this hell. If he hadn't provoked that high-tier zombie, she wouldn't have lost her arm, wouldn't be infected. When she was desperate to inject the antidote, he stopped her, said it was too risky, and she believed him, thought he cared. She handed it over like a fool. When Su Wang confronted him, grabbed him by the throat, she defended him, called Su Wang delusional. A raw, guttural scream tore from Xiaoma's throat. A tidal wave of regret crashed over her. Then Ji Qing, he showed up again. He fought back his disgust and hugged her.
Xiaomo, this is all my fault. I did this to you. But don't worry. I've reached out to a contact in the sanctuary. He's bringing an antidote tonight. We'll meet him at the North Gate. Together.
Jiking's eyes darted around, shifty. Then, Ling leaned close to Xiaoma's ear, lowering his voice.
This antidote was smuggled out. No one else can know.
Xiaomo pushed aside her earlier suspicions. It was like she grabbed a lifeline. She agreed without a second thought. She knew the North Gate password. Xiaomo grew up in a base. And she was Commander Xingyang's direct subordinate. She knew the North Gate password. When night fell, Xiaomo entered the code without hesitation, and quietly opened the North Gate. But the sight before her made her freeze in horror. As far as the eye could see, it was all syndicate mutants. This wasn't some friend from the light base delivering an antidote. It was a trap Ji Qing he had set long ago. He was selling out the entire Iron Bastion to the syndicate. Xiaoma's parents both died at the hands of the syndicate. Their bloodied images still haunted her. She let the monsters into the Iron Bastion. She whirled around to face Ji Qing he behind her.
Damn you. You're with the syndicate. You liar. I'll kill you.
She lunged at Ji Qing. She wanted to tear him apart with her bare hands. She killed her dearest for this traitor in her past life. Only now did she realize how utterly stupid she'd been. Poisoned and weakened, Xiaoma's power was basic. She was barely stronger than a normal person. Ji Qing, he kicked her away. She crumpled to the ground like trash. Ji Qing, he dropped all pretense.
Don't blame me, Xiaomo. Blame your own stupidity. Ha! I want you to watch as the Iron Bastion falls.
As soon as he finished speaking, tens of thousands of syndicate mutants flooded in like a tide. Their eyes were full of mockery as they looked at Xiaomo. After all the syndicate forces had entered the Iron Bastion, I appeared silently before Xiaomo. Xiaomo looked up and saw it was me. Tears burst forth like a broken dam.
Hurry, Suwang. The syndicate is inside. Sound the alarm, or we're all dead.
I stared at her coldly.
Oh, and who let them in? If everyone in the base dies, who will be to blame? Xiaomo. In your past life, you killed to avenge this traitor, Ji Qingyi. You killed me just to be his burial companion. Are you satisfied now?
Xiaomo was struck as if by lightning. She stared at me in disbelief.
You came back too?
I let out a cold laugh, all former warmth gone.
What did you expect, Xiaomo? You killed me for a syndicate spy. You destroyed the ARC Station's last hope. And now you want to finish the job? Destroy the home we swore to protect together?
Each of my words was like an icy dagger. They plunged deep into Xiaoma's heart. She remembered how, in our past life, I always gave her the best. How I pleaded for her every time she messed up. How I pulled her back from the brink of death, time after time. And yet, at my most critical moment, she stabbed me in the back without hesitation. Xiaomo trembled uncontrollably with regret.
I'm sorry. I was wrong, Suwang. I'm so sorry.
She kept repeating those words. I took out the vial of antidote, then looked at her with mocking amusement.
Xiaomo. The real antidote arrived long ago. Lord Xingyang said it's my choice whether you get it.
The moment she saw the antidote, an incredible light ignited in her eyes. It was the ultimate blaze of the will to survive. She crawled toward me with immense effort, begging desperately, "Give me the antidote."
Suwang, please. I know I deserve to die. But I can't die yet.
Xiao clutched at the hem of my clothes, pleading.
Suwang. I need to atone. I need to kill that bastard Ji Qinghe. Please.
I watched her grovel, feeling no pity whatsoever. Right in front of her, I injected the antidote into myself without a second thought. The antidote doesn't just neutralize the zombie virus. It's infused with potent life force elements. For a normal person, it massively boosts physical constitution. I could feel my body's strength skyrocketing. My chrono wind abilities also grew more vibrant. Xiao stared at me, her gaze locked.
Xiaomo, Suwang, how could you do this to me?
I watched coldly as she descended into madness.
Right here. Slowly.
Then he leaped into the air, soaring high. In an instant, he vanished without a trace. Outside Iron Bastion, the Syndicate had already walked into a trap. Ear-piercing alarms echoed incessantly. In the sky, 21 massive warships like steel behemoths bathed the entire perimeter of Iron Bastion in blinding light.
It's a trap. Fall back. Now.
But it was clearly too late. In the next moment, a dense swarm of energy beams rained down like locusts. They blanketed every single Syndicate member who had rushed in. Before they could even react, they fell in waves. Explosions mingled with screams of agony. The battle turned into a one-sided slaughter. Li Hu's body erupted with blinding arcs of lightning. Dozens of buildings were instantly reduced to rubble. He tried to breach the fire line. That's when I descended from above. Bone cleaver in hand, I brought it down on Li Hu with all my might. Time itself seemed to freeze at that moment. The ultimate power of my chrono wind abilities erupted in full force. The space around the blade began to distort. Li Hu roared with furious defiance. He threw a punch, unleashing a thunderous bolt as thick as a dragon, straight at me. Too slow. The raging thunder dragon was cleaved clean in two. It instantly dissipated, and then Bone Cleaver sliced the shield. It shattered. Despair flashed. A flash of the blade, and I turned my back to him. For a heartbeat, the entire world fell into dead silence. The gaze of everyone on the battlefield involuntarily snapped toward me. Li Hu stood frozen, motionless. The next second, with a wet thump, the once arrogant leader of the Syndicate was cut down in a single stroke. Everyone was utterly stunned by that earth-shattering strike. After a brief, heavy silence, deafening cheers erupted from within Iron Bastion.
Long live Lord Suwang. We won. We actually won.
Xiaoma's decaying body convulsed violently at the distant, thunderous cheers. Long live Lord Suwang. Every word was a reminder of her monumental stupidity. Her eyes burned crimson amidst the sea of celebration. The moment her mutation completed, I ended her with a single windblade slash. The Syndicate's rescue fleet arrived, but far too late. Leaderless and in disarray, they were predictably wiped out in under 10 minutes. Amidst the chaos, I scanned the surroundings with a deep frown, but I couldn't find that treacherous figure, Ji Qinghe, anywhere. Just then, a grimy subordinate rushed over, panicked. He scrambled to report to the base commander.
Commander, it's bad. Ji Qinghe has stolen an off-roader and fled west. He ran towards the western ruins.
Commander Zheng Yang's face darkened with gravity.
Even with the chaos of battle, slipping past so many eyes wouldn't be easy. It's still very difficult. It seems Ji Qinghe's backers aren't just the Syndicate.
My eyes turned icy as I fixed a heavy gaze on the subordinate.
You said he headed where?
The subordinate flinched under my aura, his legs buckling. He stammered out a reply.
The western ruins. Is there a problem?
I stroked my chin, thinking. I hadn't misheard. The western ruins birthed the alpha zombie in my past life. Ji Qinghe fleeing there is no coincidence. It can't be a coincidence. The one pulling Ji Qinghe's strings must be the undead supreme leader, the alpha zombie. The trembling subordinate handed over the micro-recorder.
There's surveillance footage of his escape.
I took it and looked down at the screen. The footage showed Ji Qinghe standing over the corpse of Xiaomo. A cruel smile played on his lips.
What a waste. To die like this. A shame I didn't get my hands on Su Wang's damn Omega class core. But since you were so fond of me, I'll just take your high-tier core.
With that, he coldly dug the core from Xiaomo's skull. Commander Zheng Yang turned away, unable to bear it, unwilling to look any longer. Xiaomo had been his most cherished student. I didn't give a damn about Xiaomo's fate. My eyes were locked on Ji Qinghe in the footage. He immediately absorbed Xiaomo's high-tier core. Crimson flames wreathed his body, then vanished moments later. Ji Qinghe's expression grew frantic.
Not enough. It's not enough. I need more power.
He pulled out a black crystalline stone and crushed it in his fist. Ink-black blood shot into his forehead. Ji Qinghe's power surged to Omega level. A cold, satisfied smile finally spread across his face. He leapt into a nearby off-roader, slammed the accelerator, and vanished into a cloud of dust without a backward glance. Only Xiaomo's cold corpse remained in the darkness. I quickly rewound the footage to the moment he crushed the crystal. My pupils contract. That drop of ink-black blood, I know it all too well. That's the alpha zombie's essence, and it's of the highest purity. Xiaomo injected this essence during my evolution. That the two energies collided and drove me mad. I was struck down by the energy surge. I gripped the recorder tightly, my voice ice cold.
So, Ji Qinghe was in league with the alpha zombie all along. Xiaomo was just his pawn to destabilize the base. His real target was always the Omega class ability core inside me.
He had it all planned out from the start in my past life. Using Xiaomo's pathetic infatuation on one hand, while waiting for the chance to strike me down. The twist? He got infected by the zombie virus himself. Died way too early. Xiaomo found his stash of Alpha's essence. But blinded by her own petty hatred, all she could think about was taking me down. She didn't even question it. Just injected it right into me. Orchestrated that whole betrayal and murder. Thinking about it now, I can't help but laugh at myself. Gotta admit, my past life was one pathetic joke. I looked towards the western ruins, my gaze chilling. Ji Qinghe, you got off way too easy last time. This time, you got so much innocent blood on your hands. I want to make you wish you were dead. Commander Xingyang senses my shift in mood. He looks at me, concern etched on his face.
I know what you're thinking. But the western ruins are too dangerous. Not just swarming with zombies, but high-tier mutated beasts too. Xingyang, maybe wait until you've healed up first? I can send an elite squad ahead in the meantime, to scout the western ruins.
I wave off Commander Xingyang's suggestion.
No need. I'm fine. Ji Qinghe has absorbed the zombie essence now. Your elite squad wouldn't stand a chance.
A flash of ruthless determination crosses my eyes.
This mess started because of me. It ends with me.
Seeing my resolve, Commander Xingyang doesn't press further. He falls silent. Instead, he pulls out a crescent moon-shaped spatial necklace.
If your mind's made up, take this spatial necklace. It has the base's remaining antidote and healing serums. It'll significantly lower your risk of infection. Su Wang, the future hope of the Iron Bastion, rests on your shoulders now. You have to come back alive.
I don't refuse. I take the spatial necklace from Commander Xingyang's hand. I gave a solemn nod. With a grave expression, I made my vow to Commander Xingyang.
Commander, I won't let you down. I swear it.
In the next instant, I channeled my Chrono Wind ability and leaped. I vaulted over the towering walls of the Iron Bastion. My speed was a blur as I raced towards the northwest ruins. My Chrono Wind power, now enhanced, was on a whole other level. In under 15 minutes, I reached the desolate western ruins. My eyes locked ahead, a cold smirk twisting my lips.
Ji Qinghe, I'll be the first to break through to Cosmic Tier. I'm going to make you pay for everything you've done. A price so steep, death itself won't cover it.
I stepped deeper into the ruins. In my past life, this place was called the Forbidden Death Zone. A century ago, when a virus first erupted, this was the first city to fall. Ground Zero, the source of the most virulent strain. After decades of festering, these ruins have become a breeding ground for high-tier zombies. Even the alpha zombie lurks here. Now, the sky grew darker as I pressed on. The stench of blood grew thick and cloying. I could feel a vile, restless energy swirling around me. Low-tier zombies, sensing prey, closed in from all sides. They shrieked and charged. My bone cleaver cut them down in an instant. The ruins stretched on, vast and endless. I expanded my Omega-level psychic scan, sweeping the area, searching for Ji Qinghe's trail. Soon, my focus zeroed in on a derelict skyscraper in the distance. Once the most luxurious mall before the fall. Somehow, after a century of decay, it still stood, a grim monument at the city's heart. I followed the path to its entrance. Just as I suspected, Ji Qinghe's furious curses reached me before I even stepped inside.
The alpha zombie's rage is too volatile. That damn high-tier core from Xiaomo isn't enough to suppress it.
He snarled, sweeping everything off a nearby table in a rage. His face was a mask of pure frustration.
If it weren't for that bastard Su Wang, his power skyrocketing to Omega level out of nowhere, I would have crushed him. If only I'd taken his Omega class ability core, I could have mastered the alpha zombie's essence. I would be the undisputed king of this wasteland.
Hearing this, a flash of understanding crossed my eyes. So, Ji Qinghe's ambition ran that deep. He bided his time near lovesick Xiaomo. So from the very beginning, he was after my Omega class ability core. Looks like he's not really loyal to the alpha zombie either. First, he lured the alpha zombie with promises to steal its essence. Then sweet-talked Xiaomo into opening the base gates. He teamed with Li Hu to strike us. A damn perfect plan, I'll give him that. Too bad for him, he's not dealing with just anyone. He's dealing with me, reborn and remade. I kicked in the glass door of the abandoned building. A massive shattering sound echoed. Ji Qinghe heard the commotion at the entrance. He spun around, The next second, he saw me standing there. His pupils shrank. His face instantly drained of color. Ji-Ching, he raised a trembling hand, pointing at me.
Suwang, how did you find this place?
I unleashed the full mental pressure of an Omega-level mutant. Ji-Ching, he hadn't fully absorbed the Alpha Zombie Essence's energy yet. He couldn't withstand it, dropping to one knee. A spray of crimson blood hit the floor. I stepped closer to him, one deliberate step at a time. Finally stopping right in front of him, my gaze icy.
Ji-Ching, you thought stealing the Alpha Zombie's essence and running off to the dead zone in the west would keep you safe? What a pathetic fantasy.
Ji-Ching, he looked up, terror on his face.
How do you know I used the Alpha Zombie's essence? That's impossible. No one could know that. You're not Suwang. Who the hell are you? Oh, I'm Suwang alright. Just not the clueless fool you and Siamo played for years. I've come back. And it's time to settle all the debts from this life and the last.
The realization finally dawned on Ji-Ching. All my recent strange behavior. It made sense now. The fear vanished from his eyes, replaced by a tidal wave of pure hatred. Ji-Ching's face twisted into a manic grin as he laughed.
So that's it. Fine, even if I did all those things. What are you going to do about it? I have the Alpha Zombie's essence flowing in my veins now. My body will become immortal. I'll rule this whole damn wasteland.
Ji-Ching, he forcibly activated the Alpha Zombie essence within him. Instantly, his power surged from beginner level to Omega level mutant. He looked at me, a smug, triumphant expression on his face.
You have the Omega class ability. Yet you wasted protecting those weak, useless normies. What a fool. And I'll be standing at the top of this new world. Becoming the true powerhouse.
My eyes narrowed. I instantly channeled my Chrono Wind ability. I flashed behind Ji-Ching. A voice cold as death whispered.
Powerhouse? You don't deserve the title.
As I spoke, my fist slammed into his chest. The sickening crunch of shattering ribs echoed. The zombie energy within Ji-Ching, he instantly destabilized. His body flew back like a broken puppet, smashing against the wall with brutal force. Black blood, tainted by the Alpha, spewed from his mouth. Ji-Ching, he struggled to lift his head, staring at me with utter disbelief.
No. Impossible. We're both Omega level mutants. How could I not even fight back?
I looked down at him from above, then shook my head, my voice dripping with disdain.
I've endured the trial of cosmic tier evolution firsthand. You just forced your way here with stolen zombie power. My mind was tempered beyond limits in that crucible. Crushing you is nothing. This time, Ji-Ching, you will pay.
Ji-Ching, he felt the killing intent around him. Terror seized him completely. He frantically pulled out a black core. A gift from the Alpha Zombie to ensure the mission's success. Ji-Ching, he clenched his fist. The black core shattered in his grasp. A terrifying pressure engulfed the entire derelict building. The aura of the highest zombie authority. Any zombie that senses it must obey unconditionally. But there's a catch. They might attack the one who issued the command. Listening to the endless roars drawing closer. A mad grin spread across Ji-Ching's face.
So what if you're strong? Now every zombie in the dead zone is coming. The weakest among them are mid-tier.
Ji-Ching's voice rose to a shriek.
Suwang! If I can't have it, neither will you. We'll go down together.
I turned to face the building's entrance. A sea of darkness, a horde, was surging toward us. Among them, several high-tier zombies, even Omega-level ones. The sight was horrifying. Anyone else would be trembling in fear right now. I just stood there, coldly waiting for the horde. Because my power isn't just Omega-level. I'm a Chrono Wind wielder with it. Omega-class ability. I let out a cold laugh.
Trying to use a horde against me, Ji-Ching, huh? You're still too naive.
Before he could even react, I slowly raised my right hand. I channeled my time manipulation power and shouted.
Time freeze!
The clock hanging in the abandoned building instantly stopped, and the horde about to breach the building. Froze in place completely, their faces still twisted in snarls. In that moment, the world fell into a terrifying silence. The only sound was Ji-Ching's panicked breathing.
Impossible. You're just an Omega-level mutant. How can you control time so easily?
Right then, Ji-Ching's last shred of composure shattered. I stepped forward and seized him by the throat. His face instantly flushed crimson. A deadly, suffocating sensation consumed him.
Don't kill me! I'm your fiancé's beloved. You can't do this to me.
Hearing that, I let out a low chuckle.
Me, you just reminded me. You and Xiao ruined me in my past life. Today, I'll let you experience true despair. Where you can neither live nor die.
I released my grip. The next second, Ji Qinghe collapsed, clutching his throat, gasping desperately for air. I drew a dagger from my sleeve and hurled it straight at his lower body. It ravaged his already crippled flesh once more. Ji Qinghe's agonized scream echoed through the empty building. The pain nearly made him black out, but I forced his consciousness to stay awake.
You can't pass out now. Otherwise, the game won't be any fun.
I grabbed him by the collar and pinned him to the wall. I freed a frozen Omega mutant. This zombie's power was strength amplification, and it possessed razor-sharp claws. A single scratch from those claws would gouge a 5-centimeter deep wound. I commanded this Omega-level mutant to attack the pinned Ji Qinghe blow after blow, carefully avoiding vital spots, inflicting only excruciating pain and the torment of a zombie virus infection. Ji Qing, he was already broken, writhing in pure agony. His voice was a ragged, desperate plea.
Su Wang, I'm begging you, kill me. The pain, it's unbearable.
I raised a hand, signaling the Omega-level mutant to stop. Then, I slowly walked up to Ji Qing. His body was a mess of deep gashes from zombie claws. The virus was spreading through his veins, a creeping poison. His skin was already decaying, giving off a foul stench. But the alpha zombie's essence in his blood, it wouldn't let him turn. Not completely. He was trapped, forced to endure every second of this torment. I looked down at him, my expression cold and detached.
Death? Too easy for you. You'll stay right here, in the pain and the virus's grip. Suffer.
Just as Ji Qing's mind was about to shatter completely, the ground began to tremble violently. Massive, thunderous footsteps echoed from outside the derelict tower. I rushed out. The sky was choked with dark clouds. Dust swirled through the ruins. A colossal zombie, 10 meters tall, stormed towards the building. Its every step shook the earth, even a frozen horde under my chrono wind. They all collapsed under its sheer pressure. Feeling that terrifying aura, I understood instantly. This was the source, the apex predator, the leader of them all. He's here. The alpha zombie reached out a massive hand towards the tower. It plucked Ji Qing right off the wall, crushing him in its grip. Ji Qing, he squirmed helplessly.
My lord, don't eat me. I'm your most loyal servant.
A deafening roar boomed from above.
I only used your ambition to fetch me that Omega-class ability core to refine my essence. And you couldn't even manage that simple task. Now, you'll just be a stepping stone for my evolution.
With that, the alpha zombie devoured Ji Qing. Not even bones remained, absorbing that final drop of essence. A blinding golden light erupted from the alpha zombie's body. It had forcibly broken through to the early cosmic tier. Its triumphant laugh shook the very air.
Alpha zombie, ha ha ha. I've broken through. I finally reached the cosmic tier.
Its greedy eyes then locked onto me, its next target.
Now, all I need is to devour your Omega-class ability core. And I'll reach the peak of the cosmic tier. You're mine, boy. Your time is up.
Instantly, the alpha zombie's aura blanketed the entire dead zone. The alpha zombie formed a massive fist of cosmic tier power. He swung it at me, the wind of its motion whipping up a dust storm. I narrowed my eyes, my expression grave. My focus is absolute.
A cosmic tier boost, perfect to help me reach the next level.
I pushed my Omega-class Chrono Wind ability to its absolute limit, holding nothing back. Wind and time energy activated simultaneously, forming a shield-like barrier around me. Alpha Zombie's fist slammed into my shield. The barrier held firm. The next second, the Alpha Zombie was thrown back by the recoil. My dual ability shield was webbed with cracks, but it had perfectly absorbed a full-power cosmic tier strike. The Alpha Zombie stared in disbelief.
Impossible. You're just an Omega-level mutant. How can you block a cosmic tier attack?
I slowly raised my head to meet his gaze. The chaotic energy around me began to surge violently. My eyes turned skyward. The storm clouds above churned, darker than before. Violet lightning crackled within them. A terrifying thunderclap boomed. Finally, the smirk touched my lips.
It's time. Don't you wonder why I entered your territory today? Of all days? Because today, you're the one who's dying. Not me.
Cosmic tier evolution arrived as scheduled. I was injected with tainted blood, driven mad, and struck down. This time, I'm initiating the ascension myself. I will use it to end you. To create a world free from your kind of slaughter. A world without war. The Alpha Zombie looked up at the gathering storm, fear in his eyes. He snarled, furious.
You're insane. Triggering the cosmic tier evolution. You want to die? Don't drag me down with you. I won't die here. You will.
With that, I drank the healing serum from Zheng Yan's necklace. A deafening boom. The first bolt of cosmic tier energy descended from the heavens. Its target wasn't me. It was a newly ascended Alpha Zombie. Using the time law, I swapped our positions in an instant, forcing him into the heart of the storm. The alpha zombie was struck. A scream of pure agony tore from his throat. The power was terrifying, even as the alpha zombie fought with all its might. The strikes tore it to shreds in an instant. The alpha zombie roared at the sky.
Stop! No more!
The next waves of strikes crashed down. Each one found its mark on the alpha zombie with perfect precision. Some of the smaller forks of energy hit me too, but they left no mark on my body. Instead, they tempered my flesh, forging me stronger. But for the alpha zombie, those strikes were utterly devastating. I could feel its life force fading, growing weaker. Its massive form began to waver, unsteady. With the final cataclysmic strike, the alpha zombie let out one last, desperate shriek. Its crimson eyes slowly closed, and its body fell, lifeless, to the ground. The impact shook the earth with a thunderous boom. I stood over its corpse, bone cleaver in hand. With a cold stare, I pried out its core, a pure, vibrant purple. Above, the dark clouds began to part. The long-lost sun slowly rose. My power peaked at cosmic tier zenith. The barrier of the Omega level was shattered forever. The first being to ascend to the cosmic tier's peak was born. I walked past the horde, fried by the energy storm, and left that dead zone behind. When I reappeared, I was inside the Iron Bastion. Just then, everyone in the base looked up at the sky. They felt it. The heat, the warmth, the unique, life-giving breath of the sun. A look of pure bliss spread across every face. One young man spotted me. He began to tremble with overwhelming emotion.
Young man, look! Everyone, look! It's Suwang, the one who defeated the alpha zombie. He's back! The apocalypse, it's over!
A unified, thunderous cheer erupted. Tears streamed down every face. In that moment, they saw it. The first true dawn of hope in 100 years. Base Commander Zhang Yang rushed toward me. Tears streaked his weathered face.
Suwang, you did it. You saved us all. You saved the world.
Then I swept my gaze across the entire base.
The alpha zombie is dead. The syndicate leadership is wiped out. Starting today, the apocalypse ends. A new beginning for humanity begins.
As the words hung in the air, the crowd exploded. In the days that followed, I led my elite squad across the globe, clearing every corner. We wiped out the hordes, one by one. Even the alpha zombie's blood wasn't wasted. Our researchers succeeded in developing an antidote serum. It completely neutralized any chance of the virus resurging. A year later, guided by the elders' memories, cities were rebuilt to their former glory. Roads reopened, fields were replanted, kids laughed and ran under the sun. No more fear of zombies, no more darkness. It was like the whole apocalypse was just a bad dream. I stood on a prime rooftop, overlooking the thriving world below. A satisfied smile touched my lips. Zheng Yang, the former base commander, walked up beside me.
Suwang, now that we don't have to live on edge anymore, aren't you gonna settle down, find a girl, live a normal life?
I gave a faint smile, no answer. After a betrayal that cut that deep in my past life, I'm done chasing love. All I want now is to protect this home we rebuilt, to keep it safe. Just then, a bright, energetic girl ran up to me from across the way. Her eyes crinkled with a warm smile, carrying the very hope of the future on her face. She was an orphan I pulled from a zombie nest, born with a rare healing factor, even raised in the chaos of the apocalypse. Her heart stayed pure. She held up a report, all business.
Suwang. Message from the Alliance. The first newborn health screenings are complete. 0 viral carriers. All clear.
I nodded, a deep calm settling in. No virus, no betrayal, no killing. This is the world we were meant to have. I looked out. Warm sunlight bathed my face. The sounds of laughter floated up from the city streets. Right then, I made a silent vow. From now on, Suwang will protect these smiles. Forever. I died once in a mountain of corpses and a sea of blood. I endured every ounce of pain and betrayal. But from today on, all of that just fuels me forward. These scars aren't chains of despair anymore. They're the medals I earned building this city. Wouldn't kill me, only made me stronger. And so, the darkness faded. Sunlight washed over the land. The apocalypse was over. Humanity's happiness was just beginning.